Welcome back to the channel with no catchphrase and no production budget. Today we're going to talk about what's going on the square in Lawrenceville. I am standing in front of, or really behind the office right now in the courtyard. The courtyard is probably the most exciting part of the entire design. It's just this really neat little Charleston style hidden just space that's going to be within the city. If you've ever been to Charleston and you sort of see these secret gardens that are around the city, that's what this was really inspired from. I had this great professor at Princeton that really studied those, and I guess it really influenced me. So be careful to what you tell the kids because it manifests itself in their work later on. So here we've got the layout for the footings. We're having some issues with the city. It's been a real struggle with the permit. So we can't get inspections right now. Hopefully we get that resolved next week and we'll be back out here and pouring this footing. You can see we've got some pipes underground. These pipes are for the recirculating of a pond that's going to be in the back. So when you come into the back of this space, there should be a really nice quality of sound from water falling. So the water will, this is the high point right in front of you, and the water will circulate around and fall in a couple different spots, and then it exits itself through the whole cement block wall over there. So I'm hoping it's going to work out. We also have this great scupper that's going to be on the roof, and when it rains, all of the water from the scupper is going to fall into this fountain and work its way around. You can see here all the copper wiring. You have to ground your electrical system, so we've gotten that in there. This concrete footing that's here right now is where the back wall is going to be. So it's really fantastic. It's interesting. You get all these inspections and you worry about all this stuff now, and look what they used to set the wall on. Just a bunch of field stones. I'm wondering now, I may try to get, like, there's a really nice stone right there. I don't know if we're going to be able to get some of these stones out, but it would be sort of fantastic to uncover those. We have saved some of the stones you can see right there in front of you in the back. I'm going to reuse those in the courtyard. But what I really wanted to talk about today was what's happening with my neighbor. In the course of a project, one of the most exciting parts is when the structural steel goes up. There is a lot of work that takes place before, and it all kind of comes together when the guys put the columns and beams up. And it's always fascinating to me because it all just bolts together. So all this planning takes place, and these things come out and they just fit together perfectly. You can see here we have the crane in the back, and they've got a little layout area in the parking lot for the steel as well. But here's the building next to us. It's really going to create a great space on the roof. I actually thought about that during design. It was important. I really wanted to block the view of the gun range. So it was just great that it worked out with the owner that we could build a second floor in the back. I'm hoping that's going to help with some of the sound too. There's a lot of sound that you can still hear coming from the gun range. We have been experimenting with different grout joints. I really like the grout joints right here in the office. They are turning out nice. This is stick-on brick. Again, it goes on like tile, and it was just very difficult to have consistent joints. So we ended up going, and I think this looks fantastic right here. We ended up going with this kind of smeared grout look, and I just really like that. So some of these areas are done the best. We'll take a look. We'll hop the wall, and you guys can see the other side. I don't like the other side as much. Very interesting. This right here looks great. It seems to look better when you have more mortar. Another project that's interesting is this memorial for Charles Hale across the street. I did a sketch for that a couple weeks ago, and they have just gotten the marker up. I don't know if it's today. It may be today that they're having the ceremony. It must be, with all these cones and everything. The city did a great job. I should have taken some before photos. They did a really great job of using my sketch and just really creating this nice space in the corner with the 2 benches. Before, there was a tree there. I hated to take that tree down, but the tree behind it may end up doing better now. And then we created this little planting area in the front, just kind of soften it up, kind of matches what's going on down the street. Really turned out nice, which is important because my desk is going to stare at that all day long. So yeah, look at this. Here is the structure. So in front of us, when you come out here on this raised portion, and we'll be standing a little bit higher because I got a raised patio paver system, but there will be some windows right here, and then you'll be able to see through that into the inside of the space to the outside, which will be this patio, and then the patio overhangs the front. So I'm really looking forward to that. I really looking forward to seeing that come together and what that looks like. Now there will be some parapet walls that extend up. In the front here, it's probably about 2 feet. So we are pretty close to the height of the building. And then the brick wall that you see on the other side is actually going to be exposed in this outside patio. It should be a fantastic experience. Here's a little better view of the mortar joints. All right, let's work our way back here and see if we can't get a little closer view. I am on the roof of the florist right now. Boy, I'll tell you, in the future, we really created a space up here over the florist. You can really feel it with this building. At one time, this building, we wanted to preserve the old roof structure, but the roof structure was so tall. It ended up being where it was about 1.5 stories to climb stairs to get to the 2nd floor. And it just seemed like it was too much. The building was getting too high. And Lawrenceville has an ordinance where buildings are not supposed to be over 35 feet tall. So we are bouncing right up at that. I think this ended up being about 32.6. Here you can see on this side, you can see some of the mortar. Just not done quite as well. Again, we're not finished, so when the mason gets back out here and starts back to work, we'll have some fun and kind of keep working on that. Some of the challenge with this one was we had already grouted the brick. So what happened was that you can see it here. See some of the gray. The gray is from the previous mortar. I kind of like that look of this over time, that things kind of change. We are going to apply a sealer to the brick, and hopefully I won't have any problems with water. I set up a time-lapse camera. It's supposed to snow. Hopefully the batteries won't go dead on us. That'll be neat to see some snow come down. It's supposed to come in tonight. So right in front of us here is a stairwell. And this stairwell, as it moves up, is interesting. I want to make sure we're not hitting our head. Part of the submittals right now, we have some stairs in here, and I'm trying to understand exactly how they did this. I think we're okay. We did a really nice 3-dimensional model, but this is a very complex steel system. You can see they've got some of the deck up. The patio's here in the front. It's this lower section. That column that is galvanized is actually outside, and you'll be able to have your meal right next to the brick wall. It should be fantastic. So yeah, here's the guys, got the bar joists. We actually had to order the bar joists a year ago. We had not designed the system, or the structural system, and I went ahead and ordered the bar joists. Just love steel. I mean, just really neat. One of the things that we did was try to break up the form of the building. See how it steps back here? So we are going to use thin brick panels on this building as well. And we have some kind of, the corners we accentuated with stucco just to kind of break up that big form. So here's the crane in the back. It was a challenge finding the spot for that, but they ended up closing down part of the parking lot to get the crane in there. Again, here's these brick walls in the back. See the mortar, I don't know if you can tell, it's just not done quite as well. We're gonna work on that. We'll get that where it's nice. So here's the guys over here. Man, they have just about got this whole structure. They'll set the bar joists. Got a few pieces down on the bottom. Really large beam right there. We are going to keep the window open to the back, so this great layered space experience will happen. And then, yeah, there's a really fantastic back stairwell here as well. And then it creates this really wonderful space with the alleyway. So, yeah, guys, that's it. I may walk around to the front and capture a few images from there. But yeah, it really looks nice. Really fantastic. So this is all the guys do. You just pick up a bar joist and set it into place. I couldn't do it. The older I get, the less I like heights. All right, guys, that's it. I appreciate you watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. We are trying to grow the channel. I'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers. Supposedly something magical happens in the YouTube universe when you hit 1,000 subscribers. So if you could do that, that'd be fantastic. And if you could like the video, that seems to help out the YouTube algorithm, and supposedly a lot of great stuff comes from getting more likes. We'll see. But if you could help us out with that, it'd be fantastic. But we will catch you guys next time. Take care.